Cities, empowering people. We shaping cities,
inspiring people.
We shaping cities. Yeah. We shaping cities steady,
Building from the base. Building from the base.
from the base.
Empowering people. Put the power in their face.
Yeah, power in their face.
Power in their face.
From the block to the top.
Yeah, we level in the space.
City vision, we the
Future. Yeah, we stepping in the place.
Yeah. Started with a spark, not a vision, vivid, living proof. From the ground to the grind, had to tighten every move. Spark, proof, grind, move. Turn the losses into lessons, now we leveling the views. Now the city seeing clearly. We the ones they gotta choose. From the pain to the purpose, put the work in with the work.
Working with the work.
Working with the word. Had to plant it in the dirt just to show them what it's worth. Work. We shaping cities steady.
Building from the base.
Empowering people.
Put the power in their face.
Power.
Face. From the block to the top.
Yeah, we level in the space.
City vision. We the future.
Yeah, we stepping in a place. Every block got a plan.
Got a plan.
Got a plan.
Every plane got a plan.
Got a plan. Turn the fear into fire.
Fire don't fade.
Now we building up a legacy they never could erase.
Erase. We don't fall. Stand tall through it all. Stand tall. Hand in hand, build the plan. Yeah, we answering the call. Answer the call. If we move it as a unit, ain't no limit, none at all.
We shaping cities steady.
Building from the base.
Empowering people.
Put the power in their face.
That power in the people.
Power in the people.
Power in the people.
From the block to the top, yeah, we level in the space.
City vision, we the future, yeah, we stepping in a place. Shaping cities, empowering people.
Shaping cities. Empowering people.
Shaping cities, empowering people.
Mindful Mondays. Mindful Monday. Take a breath today. Not to escape the work, but to center the why behind it. Be present in your purpose. Move with intention, not urgency. Lead from peace, not pressure. Mindfulness isn't slowing down the mission, it's sharpening it. Stay grounded, stay focused, stay. Mindful Mondays. 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 Yeah. Mindful Mondays. Mindful Mondays. Mindful Mondays. Mindful Mondays. Take a breath today. Mindful Mondays. Mindful Mondays. Mindful Mondays. Mindful Mondays. Yeah. Mindful Mondays. Mindful Mondays. Mindful Mondays. Mindful Mondays. Mindful Mondays. Take a breath today. Mindful Mondays. Mindful Mondays. Mindful Mondays. Mindful Mondays. Mindful Mondays. Take a breath today. Mindful Monday. Take a breath today. Take a breath today. Take a breath today. Mindful Mondays. Mindful Mondays. Take a breath. Take a breath. Take a breath. Take a breath today. Mindful Mondays. Mindful Mondays. Take a breath today. Take a breath today. Take a breath. Take a breath today. Take a breath today. Take a breath today. Mindful Monday. Take a breath today. 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 Mindful Monday. Take a breath. Take a breath today. Take a breath. Take a breath. Take a breath today. Take a breath today. Take a breath. Take a breath today. Take a breath today. Take a breath today. Take a breath. Take a breath. Take a breath today. Take a breath. Take a breath. Take a breath. Take a breath today. Mindful Mondays. Mindful Monday. Take a breath today. Not to escape the work, but to center the why behind it. Be present in your purpose. Move with intention, not urgency. Lead from peace, not pressure. Mindfulness isn't slowing down the mission, it's sharpening it. Stay grounded, stay focused, stay alive. Mindful Mondays. Mindful Mondays. Mindful Mondays. Mindful Mondays. Take a breath today. Mindful Mondays. Mindful Mondays. Mindful Mondays. Mindful Mondays. Yeah. Mindful Mondays. Mindful Mondays. Mindful Mondays. Mindful Mondays. Mindful Mondays. Take a breath today. Mindful Mondays. Mindful Mondays. Mindful Mondays. Mindful Mondays. Mindful Mondays. Take a breath today. Mindful Monday. Take a breath today. Take a breath today. Take a breath today. Mindful Mondays. Mindful Mondays. Take a breath. Take a breath. Take a breath. Take a breath today. Mindful Mondays. Mindful Mondays. Take a breath today. Take a breath today. Take a breath. Take a breath today. Take a breath today. Take a breath today. Mindful Monday. Take a breath today. 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 Mindful Monday. Take a breath. Take a breath today. Take a breath. Take a breath. Take a breath today. Take a breath today. Take a breath. Take a breath today. Take a breath today. Take a breath today. Take a breath. Take a breath. Take a breath today. Take a breath. Take a take a take a take a take a breath. Take a breath. Take a breath. Take a breath today. Mindful Mondays. Mindful Monday. Take a breath today. Not to escape the work, but to center the why behind it. Be present in your purpose. Move with intention, not urgency. Lead from peace, not pressure. Mindfulness isn't slowing down the mission, it's sharpening it. Stay grounded, stay focused, stay Mindful Mondays. Mindful Mondays. Mindful Mondays. Mindful Mondays. Take a breath today. Mindful Mondays. Mindful Mondays. Mindful Mondays. Mindful Mondays. Yeah. Mindful Mondays. Mindful Mondays. Mindful Mondays. Mindful Mondays. Mindful Mondays. Take a breath today. Mindful Mondays. Mindful Mondays. Mindful Mondays. Mindful Mondays. Mindful Mondays. Take a breath today. Mindful Monday. Take a breath today. Take a breath today. Take a breath today. Mindful Mondays. Mindful Mondays. Take a breath. Take a breath. Take a breath. Take a breath today. Mindful Mondays. Mindful Mondays. Take a breath today. Take a breath today. Take a breath. Take a breath today. Take a breath today. Take a breath today. Mindful Monday. Take a breath today. 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 Mindful Monday. Take a breath. Take a breath today. Take a breath. Take a breath. Take a breath today. Take a breath today. Take a breath. Take a breath today. Take a breath today. Take a breath today. Take a breath. Take a breath. Take a breath today.
Good morning, good morning, good morning, lovely people. First and foremost, as always, I gotta acknowledge my camera is having an issue. I'm Tavon Brooks, so you might see me on the screen, but I may not move. But don't worry, I'm still here. As always, I give acknowledgement to all those who came before us because we couldn't be here without them. And keep in mind that the opinions made on Mindful Mondays are those solely of the program host, has nothing to do with any of the business we are affiliated with. It's an open platform. Our goal is to see how can we achieve what some believe the impossible, which is how can we make St. Louis or our city, any city, a better city to live in. I'm also joined here with, man, it's like a family affair now with Tech 101, Miss Cheryl Watts. We also have The Weather by Miss Stone. We also have Dr. Parr, who's also going to give us some history, and Dr. Jackson should be with us momentarily. Good morning, everyone. How are we doing today?
Good morning.
Good morning, Javon. We're doing well after a busy weekend. How are you?
Oh, I had a beautiful weekend. I was actually in Chicago. I was hired to do an event in Chicago, a jazz event. Oscar Brown Jr.'s family was hosting his 100th centennial birthday. And when I say it was a magnificent event, like 400 people came. It was 400 people came. It was just beautiful. I met a lot of great artists like Steve Cobbs. I met some other artists, local artists, new artists, and it was amazing. So, how was your weekend?
It was busy and it was hilarious. This was a weekend when I was competing in a women's bowling tournament with some ladies that I've been bowling with over the past several years, and of course, we got into all kinds of hilarious mischief, but had a great time. And a couple of us did actually bowl pretty well.
Okay, okay, okay. And how are you, Miss Stone? How was your weekend?
My weekend was wonderful. We just partied all weekend. I had guests in from New York and one from Chicago. We had so much fun, and I'm barely up now.
I got you. I love it.
I didn't get much sleep at all.
I don't think any of us got any sleep this weekend. But we have a full agenda. Dr. Jackson, welcome, Dr. Jackson.
We're glad we had a good weekend. Well, welcome everyone. This has been an interesting weekend for me as well, but we've got a pretty busy schedule as our host TB Brooks has stated. So let's, as Doug Eason would say, let's get on with the show.
So let me first start, just Dr. Jackson, I'm just going the first GIF of the day.
Merlin, why don't you?
Or you want to do weather, or you want to do the GIF first?
Oh, okay, good.
So a good heart never becomes
out.
Well, I only have one currently right now. I can't get the rest of them, but this one states a good heart never becomes outdated. Trends change, people change, and the world keeps chasing new things. But kindness still remains one of the few things that always look beautiful on the person. Carry it every day.
That is excellent. Now let's hear what do you think about that, Merlin? And then after you tell us what you think about that, then go right on into the weather.
I think because
we need to know.
He always pinpoints those things that are so relevant. Thank you, Tavon.
Oh, you're welcome. That's my job.
So I'm here to give a 7-day forecast. Starting off Monday, today. Sunny from low to high, 69 to 89 degrees. Tuesday, mostly sunny, 71 to 91 degrees. Wednesday, partly cloudy, 73 to 82 to 92 degrees. Thursday, mostly sunny, 75 to 92 degrees. And Friday, scattered thunderstorms, 75 to 92 degrees. Saturday, mostly sunny, 74 to 92 degrees. And Sunday, partly cloudy, 71 to 87 degrees. I would like to say something about sleeping through all of this hot weather. If you're having trouble sleeping, it may be due to the rising nighttime temperatures that are cutting sleep for millions of people. And scientists say the problem is accelerating. Humid nights disturb and disrupt the body's cooling process. A study published in the journal Sleep found that on nights when temperatures stay at 81 degrees Fahrenheit or higher, many people get less than 6 hours of sleep. And adding that increase in humidity makes nights muggy, limits temperature drops, and reduces the body's ability to expel heat. Experts say that the core body temperature must drop about 2 degrees Fahrenheit for sleep onset. Heat absorbed by homes during a heat wave accumulates night after night, preventing bedrooms from fully cooling and worsening sleep loss. And have you ever noticed, one more thing, have you ever noticed weather forecasts have felt less accurate recently? This primarily is due to significant data gaps caused by federal staffing cuts and chaotic nature of climate change. Weather forecasts often seem wrong because additions like a slight change in temperature or wind can alter the forecast. Additionally, if you're using a generic phone app, often the oversimplifying of the complex data fail to accommodate the local geography. Prepackaged phone applications usually pull data directly from a single computer algorithm without human interpretation. Unlike a human meteorologist who analyzes multiple models and local terrain, apps display raw, oversimplified averages that are often inadequate and inaccurate also for your specific neighborhood. The projections for 2026 and 2027, this is kind of interesting. In 2026, it's expected to be exceptionally warm, placing it on track as one of the warmest years on record, heavily acting as a catalyst for the following year's heat. So in 2027, climate models project an 83% to an 85% chance that 2027 will become the warmest year ever recorded. And we're feeling a lot of that now. It's only going to get worse unless we do something to offset this climate change. That's it.
Well, Merlin, I know you're in a hurry because you have other things that you need to try to take care of. But later on, not later on, but in a later show, can you talk about some of the things that we can do as residents and as Americans to help make some of those suggested changes so that we don't continue to go up the thermometer?
Of course. And I can tell you some things that can help you to pull your temperature down 2 degrees at night. That's what's needed for you to sleep. And also ways that, for instance, things like you can put your pillow in the freezer. And at night, that will help pull your temperature down, which will enable you to fall asleep. Now, it sounds bizarre, but it works.
Okay, well, let's get you at a later time, but I'm interested in hearing some of those. While we're moving forward, let's sneak over there to Cheryl Watts, who is our person who's going to help us survive technologically. Come on, Cheryl.
All right, Cheryl.
Hey, John. After
how are you?
Long weekend away from home, of course, I have to come back and take a look at doing some house cleaning. And that's part of the topic of today's show, which is home cleaning robots. I know you've all heard of, seen, or maybe even tried a lot of the robot vacuums that can be programmed to clean your house. I do have an uncle who uses them exclusively in his upper floor, and they do a wonderful job. They have the robots have learned the layout of the floor. They zoom around and do all kinds of great stuff. And then the one downstairs actually mops all of those tile floors, which is cool. Now, for their house, which has a very straightforward, very linear layout, that works great. There is no way in heck I could do that in my own house. We have too many angles that will be difficult for something like a Roomba to get through and to get around. You can buy these little machines from everywhere from Walmart, of course, through Amazon and other even like your big box hardware stores and so forth. And what you pay for them depends on what you want them to do and what the quality of the machine is. Some of them simply vacuum and pull up dust. Some of them also can mop. Some of them can empty their own dust bins and dock themselves. There are some that have voice controls that will use Alexa or Google Assistant. And if they don't learn the contours of your house, they can also be programmed through their apps, and you can correct the programming. You have to look for battery life. The more space you have to clean, of course, the more battery life you have to have. And that, of course, will increase the price. One of the places where you can look at the testing and the recommendations is from PC Magazine. And I think I sent a link to you, Tavon, that goes to www.pcmag.com. And it shows their 2026 picks of robot vacuums for robot vacuums. They vary in price, of course. They vary in quality. And it's something that you have to read through to figure out which one you would really like to use. Like I said, personally, there's no way my house could support one because there are too many angles that are slightly irregular in the house. There's multiple floorings. And then, of course, there is the 14-pound four-legged terror in the house named Bentley. He will probably not like company down there on the floor with himself. Yeah. The other clean robot that Tavon was actually showing a video of earlier is something new, and that is relatively new, and those are robots that will clean your windows. Now, right now, they're still kind of in the early stage. They work pretty well. You do have to babysit.
Wow, I'm looking at it now.
Yeah. And, in an apartment building, that could be pretty cool to clean the outside of your windows and not have to wait weeks for the commercial window washers to do the job. But at home, that could be pretty nice to clean the exteriors of your windows especially if you don't have the modern, tilt in or tilt down windows where you can stand there and wash them yourself from the inside of the house. Of course, you have to also dodge the bugs that may come in the window along with them. In my house, that could be a pretty nice thing to do, except for the back of my house. The back of my house is atrium windows that are basically floor to ceiling. You can reach the ones on the bottom level from the patio with no problem, but it's the layer of windows above them that are a real problem. I'd have to get a 10-foot ladder just to put the robot up there to clean the windows. So, it could be an interesting experiment, but I don't think it's one that I personally will invest in, since most of my windows can be cleaned pretty easily without extra effort. it's just a matter of programming Mr. Watts to go out there and clean them. So that's something that you can look up.
Well, that may take.
So
I
those
said
are
that may
two
take a
items.
lot of effort because
Because I know what.
He's starting
I said
something,
because
Miss Watts.
Mr. Watts will do it. No, I'm gonna clean it up. Listen, Mr. Watts will do whatever you ask him to do in due time. It's in due time that's problematic. He will do whatever you ask him to do, Cheryl.
It's on my list of things to do.
Yeah,
Dr.
clean it up,
Parr,
John.
You're right, Dr. Parr. He don't need to be a comedian because he gonna get everybody fired at day one. So continue to be Dr. Jackson on the podcast.
All right.
Gentlemen and ladies, that's my topic for today. The programmable household cleaning robots that are available now. And you can, of course, you can look anything up on Amazon or using a browser on the internet. And as with any device that you invest your dollars in, do a little research before you just go out and buy it, so that you know that you are getting what you want, what you need, and at best price point for you. So that's our Technology 101 for today.
Thank you, Cheryl. Appreciate it. Also, Cheryl, before you leave, I want to thank you for representing the Mindful Monday show at the homegoing celebration of one of our former staff members, Dave Blodgett. I know you had an opportunity to see some of those folk from Normandy and other places that you've worked, and Dave was such a prince of a guy. So I'm very pleased with that. Good morning, Hardy. How are you?
Doing fine. Delighted, and thanks for the invitation today.
Yeah, Hardy's one of my friends from back in the day, and so he's also a fraternity brother, David. But I invited him to come and visit with us again. Dave, we need to hear your piece this morning, and I know Hardy will maybe chastise me for taking a Kappa, but Hardy, Dave, and I go back many moons to when I was like 10 years old or younger. Dave, share with him your gift and your notion of Black history.
Well, I'll let you get away with that, John. I hoped you wouldn't go that route of Kappas and all the other fraternities and sororities, because there are some excellent friends that I have in other fraternities and sororities. So I'll just kind of let that pass, because that always used to be a challenge all the time. I apologize for not being there last week. However, I had to make sure my son was okay, because that was his birthday week. So we had a good time, and I met some new people in Lawrence, Kansas, and got a new perspective of the history of that community. And it is very interesting, because my son lives in the area where during the Civil War, Quantrell came from Missouri and killed and murdered and massacred people in that area. He said they do not advertise that area because they don't want to scare people away. But it is across the river, about 2 miles from Kansas University of Kansas. And University of Kansas has a tremendous historical museum that, if you get to Lawrence, which is a small community except when the college students are there, take advantage of that university. It is just something that is worth seeing, with a lot of things goes there. Since I wasn't here last Monday, I'm going to kind of give you a couple of updates from that particular period or from that particular time. And I want to start with July the 5th. On July the 5th, 1827, 400 African-American New Yorkers marched down Broadway to make a celebration and a culmination of New York's gradual abolition and emancipation program. New York's abolition and emancipation program they started about 4 or 5 years ahead, and it took them that long to make sure that there was no more slavery was abolished in the city of New York. And the city of New York. You have to realize that many of the states, even in the North, had slaves. So that was a universal, I guess, problem in this country. It was all over the country. July 5th, now it's called in many places the Emancipation Day for African Americans. They chose July 5th because they were not allowed to celebrate the freedoms of America back in the 1817 and 1800s. They were not allowed to celebrate that on the 4th of July. So the New Yorkers picked the 5th of July, and they now call that Emancipation Day. So for them and everyone else, that is Emancipation Day. On July the 6th, 1869, that was during the Reconstruction era, the Virginia Constitutional Convention, consisting of 25 African Americans and 80 white delegates, successfully drafted a constitution, a very modern and loving constitution for the state of Virginia. The Constitution gave African Americans a lot of privileges, including the ability to own property. If you know and understand your history, after Reconstruction, all those southern states, including Virginia, went back on that Constitution, redrafted another Constitution that again excluded African Americans. They were afraid of the African American vote. Again, on July 6, 1971, Dr. Henry T. Sampson and George W. Miley received a grant and a patent for the gamma electric cell, which converts radiation to electricity. Now, if you're not familiar with that process, take out your telephone, because that is the process. The process evolved to the telephones that you have now, to the cell phones. So he didn't actually invent the cell phones, but he was the one who gave the basic process for going into that kind of technology. An African American was part of that. His Dr. Miley, who was his mentor at the University of Illinois, they worked on that progress together. Dr. Henry T. Sampson, by the way, was the first African American in the United States in 1971 to receive a PhD in nuclear engineering. That is outstanding. It shows that we can accomplish and achieve so many things that becomes important to us. Some of the dates you have that you have and are being published or printed, and Tavon will probably show you some of those. Some of those dates I want to go over and tell you, because basically looking at those dates, you want to understand that those are things that we want you to look at on those dates. It just did not actually happen on some of those dates. If you're looking at July the 12th as an example, one of the things that happened that is on July the 12th is that Medgar Evers, 1963, was given a posthumous award for his outstanding activist and civil rights. That occurred in 1963, but actually that occurred on July the 4th in 1963. So just looking at some of those, you can look some of those up and understand that some of those are ideas that will give you an idea to look at, say, hey, I'm going to look at this on July the 12th, and you'll find that it may not happen on July the 12th, but it is something that we would like for you to explore. Our word for today is epiphany. Epiphany. E-P-I-P-H-A-N-Y. Epiphany. Epiphany is a noun. Epiphany is a word basically that focuses in on a sudden intuitive realization, like an aha moment, and that brings clarity to the essential meaning or the nature of anything or something. So that's what an epiphany is. The origin of epiphany, it came from a Greek word, not Latin this time, from a Greek word, and it came from a Greek word, epiphania, which means appearance or manifestation. Manifestation was one of our words that we had a couple of weeks ago. In antiquity, epiphania was used to describe a striking, visible manifestation of God to humans, or a solemn visit of a divine being. It was used in early Christianity to mean exactly that. The celebration of the revelation of a God who loves the world. Eventually, the early Christians made it a epiphany, a very important word in their religion, to the point whereas there is a day of epiphany in the Catholic religion today. That becomes very important. By the 17th century, it was applied more generally to the appearance of a divine being. In the 18th century, it began to evolve into what it means today. And writer James Joyce, an English writer, actually popularized the modern version of the word to describe a sudden, life-changing realization that's set off by everyday events. He wrote that word epiphany in so many of his writings that helped to modernize the basic word epiphany. So you have an idea of the word epiphany. Synonyms for epiphany are revelation, inspiration, realization, insight, brainstorming, and discovery. Some sentences using epiphany. She had a sudden epiphany about how to solve the math problem walking home in the rain. Another one. In Greek mythology, a divine epiphany often left mortals struck with awe. And you saw that in a couple of movies when some of the gods came down from Mount Olympus, or they created a stir. Another sentence. While practicing his music, the trumpet player had an epiphany about the solo. I can actually attest to that. And I think Dr. Jackson can too. That becomes something interesting. An epiphany about music. Our quote for today comes from Senator John Lewis, a very strong activist and a very strong person in the civil rights movement, and a colleague of Dr. Martin Luther King. He and Dr. Martin Luther King walked side by side in the march from Selma, Alabama to the Capitol. And he was the one who, when the police and the state troopers began to harass, he stood front and center, tall. And he was a student, but he was thoroughly abused and thrown into jail. But he kept his strength about him, and he kept his resolve, and he kept the idea of what he had to do. His quote basically is a paraphrase of something Dr. Martin Luther King said. He said, "Never give up, never give in, never become hostile. Hate is too heavy a burden to bear. The way of love is better. The way of love is better." Lewis used these words as a pillar of his philosophy. His philosophy was love people, and make peace. Never give up, basically, what means that you do not surrender to oppression or to a sea of despair. By holding on to anger, you hurt yourself and hinder the possibility of meaningful dialogue among people and among each other when you have a problem. People and nonviolence are more often and effective, or peace and nonviolence are more often effective for a way forward. A lot of our African Americans have also quoted that. Remember, Duke Ellington said in his comments, "Never give up, never give up, never give up." That's basically all I have for today. Um, I hope that you look and take some of those ideas from African American history, because the history of African American in this country has paralleled the history of this country, in spite of the major populate or the major people trying to write African Americans out of their history. They cannot do it because there's too much hidden behind closed doors that is coming out about African Americans and the contributions that they made to America. Thank you for letting me share that with you. Remember, the thought for today is you are always better than you think you are. Thank you.
Don't forget, we're already into Dr. Peoples' time, and I know one of her patients is anxiously awaiting her. But on our healthy section, we have Dr. Danielle Peoples, and she's going to introduce her, say anything else she needs to say to herself, because we've already taken 7 minutes of her time. Thank you again for coming on, Dr. Peoples.
Hello, everyone. Thank you, Dr. Jackson. Can you all hear me very well? Because I have a new setup. Can you all hear me?
Yes.
I like the whole setup, the blue and the black.
Cheryl is the best barometer.
Okay. All right. Greetings, greetings, greetings. I am Black Radio Hall of Fame's resident chiropractor, Dr. Danielle Peebles. First of all, before we get started, I want you to peep my gear, courtesy of Logan University. I am what I say I am, and I am the spine whisperer. Okay. Now, today's segment is going to be interesting. It's a little different than what we usually get from Dr. Peebles, but I hope you enjoy it as much as I have enjoyed putting it together for you. Today, we're going to discuss chiropractic and its benefits for vocalists. In order for us to produce sound from our mouths, we have structures within our neck area that allows us to produce these sounds. Anatomically, we call them vocal folds, but you would know them as vocal cords. Our vocal cords are located in an area known as the larynx, but you will call that area the voice box. The voice box is between the lower end of your throat and the trachea. Now, what do you know the trachea as? The windpipe. So the vocal cords contains ligaments and muscles. They help us produce the different sounds, anything from a whisper to a yell. The muscles of the voice falls into two categories. We have extrinsic muscles and we have intrinsic muscles, but they're not just extrinsic and intrinsic. They're extrinsic and intrinsic laryngeal muscles. The intrinsic muscles are innervated by a nerve called the vagus nerve. Now, there are some branches off of the vagus nerve, which is a cranial nerve. And you're probably wondering, now, Dr. Peebles, how are we adjusting cranial nerves? I thought you deal with the spine. Stay with me. We can still treat the vagus nerve because it leaves the brainstem where it originates, and it travels down, what we say inferiorly, throughout the body, reaching the gut. It goes through the throat, the neck, all the way down to the stomach and your digestive tract. But we're not going to talk about the digestive tract today. So with the intrinsic muscles, we have the vagus nerve, and you're going to see me treat the vagus nerve today. But in addition to that, we have the extrinsic laryngeal muscles that are going to be treated as well. Now, the extrinsic laryngeal muscles, those are the muscles of the neck. These muscles attached to something called a hyoid bone, that is a structure that raises and depresses or drops to allow us to make sound. It also allows us to swallow as well as speak. So that is where the chiropractic adjustments will come in. The nerves that innervate these muscles come through the spine. So therefore, I would treat the spine as well as the vagus nerve for all my vocalists in my office. But I didn't want to just tell you about throat and just tell you about these nerves. I am going to demonstrate all these things to you. And to help me demonstrate this, I brought along a friend. She is a beautiful songbird who goes by the name of Evan DeBose. She probably would change her name, I don't know, but she's Evan DeBose. So please put your hands together and welcome Evan DeBose. She's going to join us and tell us about her. Yes, thank you. Give me those applause. I am so glad that she could be with us today. And I'm going to allow her to share with us her contributions to the entertainment industry and all that she does for the community. And then later we'll get her take on the benefits of chiropractic on her vocal career.
All right. Okay, so as Dr. Peebles said, my name is Evan DeBose. I am an actress, a vocalist, and also an educator. So I went to school and studied theater at Stevens College, and I graduated from there with a BFA in acting. A BFA in theater with an emphasis in acting in 2010. And from there, I worked with the Black Rep as an intern for many, many years. And that exposed me to so many things. I learned so many more techniques. I was in tons of musicals and straight plays there. I have taught voice and music, particularly early childhood music, and taught drama to children in, ages 6 weeks through high school students. So I have worked with children of all ages all over St. Louis County and the city. Most recently, I was a drama teacher of kindergarten through 6th graders, and I would put up one show per grade level for each year. And since I love music, a lot of them had musical elements in it. I have performed in Okoboji, Iowa, Summer Stock Theater. One of my most favorite things that I've done is go to Greece with the Phil Woodmore Gospel Choir. So I've sang abroad. So done a lot of stuff.
You sure have. And I've had the pleasure and the most gracious opportunity to be a part of her team whenever she's getting ready to perform, as she prepares for the performance, weeks leading up to it, as well as the day of. So today, what we're going to do is we're going to demonstrate her vocal cords. She's going to sing a cappella for us today first, okay? And then I'm going to adjust her. And then she's going to sing for us again with the music. So I'm going to give the floor to Evan DeBose.
Now, I have not been adjusted in a long time, so this is a great example, okay? Here we go. If you believe within your heart, you'll know that no one can change the path that you must go. Believe what you feel and know it's right, because a time will come around when you say it's yours. Believe that you can go home. Believe you can float on air. Click your heels 3 times. If you believe, then you'll be there. Believe in yourself right from the start. Believe in the magic inside your heart. Believe all these things, not because I told you to. Believe in yourself. Believe in yourself. Believe in yourself as I believe.
Thank you. I'm emotional.
All right.
Oh my gosh.
I'm just so proud of her. And her voice has always been very moving, very touching to me. So, what we're going to do, since I got to stay on track now, I am going to adjust her. And there are specific areas I'm going to focus on that is going to impact the singing. Her singing was beautiful, right? You're like, how can we make it better? I'm not going to make it better, but I am going to make it easier for her to perform that particular piece. So she's going to lay down. I've already assessed these areas on her. The tool with which I am adjusting her is the Activator Methods tool. And with this Activator Methods tool, it's a spring-loaded blunt tip tool. So I'm not going to twist or pop her neck. Yes, I know how to do that. That is what I was trained in first, because chiropractic was founded on manual adjusting. However, we have additional techniques, and this is just one of them, to also adjust the neck and realign those joints so that the nerves that are transmitting through those or crossing through those joint spaces can do so and have less interference. So you're going to watch me do that. And then I'm going to perform, she's going to also do the vagal stimulator on her neck. That's going to address the cranial nerve, because remember, it leaves the brainstem and it comes down through the neck. And that's a 2-minute therapy. So we'll do that quickly and then we'll close out the show. But she's also going to share her experience of having been adjusted around her shows. Okay, so I'm going to do a quick adjustment. Now, down here in her lower back, I'm going to adjust something. Now you say, Dr. Peoples, why are we adjusting the lower back? There is an area in your lower back that also impacts breathing. It can create difficulty breathing if this joint space is not aligned. So if you're having back pains and you're trying to figure out why you're short of breath, that might be why. So then we're going to take care of the other areas. Now this tool does have calibrations on it. So I would change the intensity of it based on which area of the spine or extremities I am correcting. So I'm going to quickly adjust those. Change the intensity. Now, I'm going to correct her ribs. Guess what? Because ribs have to lift and lower while singing. It's called breathing. So I'm going to adjust the corresponding ribs. Now I'm going to adjust part of her shoulder complex. Dr. Peoples, why are we adjusting the shoulder? Because the shoulder is connected to the back area that I just corrected, as well as to her neck. Does her shoulder move when she breathes? Yes, it does. Because when you inhale, your shoulders lift as well. So I'm going to take care of that because that also showed up as needing to be corrected. Let me get your arm. Come to the other side, because I got to get this other side of her arm. She has 2 arms, so I have to take care of both of them.
I mean, thank God she got 2 arms. If she didn't have 2 arms, doctor, then it would have been a.
Happens to be an attachment point for some of these muscles of the neck, so that needed correcting as well. She has to use a mouth, correct? And one of the nerves in the area that I corrected goes to the jaw. And it told me her jaw needs to be realigned. Guess what? I'm going to align that jaw as well. So I'm going to have you turn your face to the right for me. Head face down. All right, I'm going to reassess right quick. Open your mouth wide. Close. All right. I know you all didn't see the assessment. That's for another segment. However, now I'm going to have her sit up. And I am going to put this vagal stimulator on her. I'm purposely showing you the back part of it because I'm not being paid to advertise anything. So I am going to give her a conducting gel. I'm going to place it on her neck. Okay. No, I'm going to do it on that side. Oh, that ain't jail. This is this. So I'm getting ready to start this therapy.
Believe it or not,
I'm listening.
no, I was getting ready to say, believe it or not, Dr. Peoples comes to us live, and she is actually not charging us any money for this. But one of our co-producers, had some problems, and he said we gotta get her, and so we're just happy to have you. Continue, Dr. Peoples. I just want to put that plug in to say, you don't pay for advertising. We don't advertise, but if people are interested, they need to contact you. Go on, Dr. Peoples.
Yes, and if you're interested, whether you're a vocalist or simply just want to get your spine checked and maintained, you can find me at 2315 Pine Street in St. Louis, Missouri, 63103. You can give us a call at 314-607-9150. And of course, you can find me online at stlprohealth.com. There's a contact form there, and you can surely get in touch with me there. We only have, I don't know, about another minute left as she's doing that. And then once she
No,
finishes,
you can take 5 minutes.
I can take 5
We're
minutes. I can go
5 or
ahead.
10.
I like him. He's just so generous.
Well, I do have some questions.
Go
I mean,
ahead.
while we
This is all working out, but I hope you all are learning something and being impressed with something new completely, especially with seeing the actual technique of activator methods, which is what I specializes in. Once this therapy is done, it will beep. And so I will know when 2 minutes have passed.
So can I ask you a
She's going
question?
to drink some water and share with us the benefits she's noticed whenever she's been adjusted prior to a show.
Dr. Peoples, can I ask
Any
you a question?
questions so far? I'll take one question while we're waiting.
Can anybody hear me?
I've scared you all.
Yes.
I've answered.
Yes.
Oh, Dr. Peoples, I have a question.
Yes, we can.
So what I just witnessed,
Time's up.
What I just witnessed.
Ask the question. Okay.
I guess you can't hear me.
She's going to grab her bottle of water. Okay. She's going to grab her bottle of water, and then she's going to share with us after she drinks, what chiropractic has been for her during her vocal career. Okay.
Well, I feel better already. Okay. So Dr. Peoples has been a godsend in regular life, but especially when I'm doing the show. Because when you're in the theater and you do musicals, which is what I mostly do, it's really hard on your body because we have to do things over and over and over and over again. And a lot of times you're in character shoes or whatever shoes they want you to wear in the show, so heels. So you're doing intense choreography in heels over and over again, and that can really throw your body out of whack. And then you're singing on top of it, the same songs over and over and over. And sometimes the rehearsal hall might be really dry or dusty or something like that. So your body is fighting all these different things and you're still trying to perform. So there have been times that I've been in rehearsal and I'll come get adjusted. She's like, girl, what have you been doing? Because my body is beat up because of the repetitiveness of rehearsals. And I can feel like when things are out of alignment because I'm struggling. I say, I can't breathe properly. I know I can do this note, but I can't do it today. Or I can't flow from different parts of my voice easily. And she'll adjust me. I'll go back to rehearsal. Everything's fine. One time I was putting on a personal concert and I had her come to the venue, and right before my show, she adjusted me. When I tell you that was the best concert I ever put on, because I was freshly adjusted. Most of the time I'll come like the day before, 2 days before, but right before, it's magic. Yes. So I love it. I try to tell my other actor friends and performer friends about it. I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm so hoarse. I mean, you need to go see Dr. Peoples. They don't believe me, but after a while, they see the benefits of it.
Dr.
So
Peoples, can
without
you hear me?
further ado, we're going to play the music and we're going to allow her to take over the mic before we get out of here. Remember, come see Dr. Peoples at 2315 Pine Street. And if you need to give me a call, it's 314-607-9150 or reach out to me online at stlprohealth.com. Now I'm going to leave us with a song from Miss Evan DeBose.
Okay, so we're going to try the same song again after being adjusted and with music. So hopefully you guys can hear the music okay. If you believe within your heart, you know that no one can change the path that you must go. Believe what you feel and know it's right because a time will come around when you say it's yours.
I think they froze up, Dr. Jackson.
Well, I think it's frozen up, and I think what we'll do is that we will try to make sure we get back to the 2-3 questions that our audience has. And again, sometimes we cannot control technologically all that we need to control. So we will talk to Dr. Peoples. We'll give her some additional time. We'll show that segment again so that our audience can hear before and after. Well, what did you think about that presentation, Cheryl? Maybe
Miss
she's
Cheryl,
gone.
I think, yeah, Miss Cheryl stepped off too.
Cheryl stepped out.
Okay, no problem. Okay, no problem. Dr. Paul, what did you think about that presentation?
Well, I always like hands-on presentations, and especially in the medical field, because basically you do not see a lot of people demonstrating things. And I thought it was fantastic for our audience to see how Dr. Peoples function and how she can help people, and on a live person. That was awesome.
Okay.
Yeah.
Remember, Tavon, we will come back next week, and we will let Dr. Peoples finish at least us listening to her singer, and then we will let her do her presentation for next week. And I'll apologize for the technological difficulties. Well, Hardy, what do you think so far about the show?
I'm impressed, I'm impressed and informed.
Okay, I tell you what, we'll let near the end we do a summarization. So continue to formulate opinions as we go through the show, and at the end of the show we do a little summary. I'm going to give you my time to do your summation of what's going on. So you're the guest producer today, so you're in good hands. Are we ready for you, Sage Norman Ross? Are we ready for you?
There you go. Can you hear
Elder?
me? Yes.
Yeah, I said we couldn't hear you, Elder Sage Norman Ross. Now,
Yes.
he is a Kemet ancient African history scholar, and he also comes to us every week. Between him and Dr. Parr, they say there is no history in this civilization without African history, and in America, there's no history without African American history. So both of them are on the same page. But Sage,
Mm-hmm.
Norman Ross, please
Yes.
do what you do best.
Oh, okay. I want to give a shout out to Tavon and my fellow hosts and the audience of Mindful Monday. And I want to start where we left off last week. Last week we were, let me get the image up. Let's see, slideshow from current slide. Okay. And last week we left off going over the rulership of Queen Hatshepsut. Her name translates as foremost of noble ladies. What's important about Queen Hatshepsut is that this was the first great woman ruler in the world, in world history. She ruled ancient Kemet, what we call Egypt, for 22 years. And this was sole rulership. And she initiated, during the 18th dynasty, she initiated the first great temple building campaign in the 18th dynasty. And I think we discussed it last week, where the 18th dynasty, the most largest and the most dynamic temples in the world were built during the 18th dynasty, at that time during ancient times and what have you. So the 18th dynasty, the 19th dynasty, and the 20th dynasty are called the New Kingdom period. New Kingdom historical period of ancient Kemet, and historians call the period the Great Imperial period of ancient Kemet, as well as the Great Temple Building period of ancient Kemet. Okay, and I showed you different, this is her temple complex. This is her funeral.
So, Dr. Ross, you know you're not sharing your screen? We can't see what you're seeing.
You're not sharing your screen. We can't see anything. Sage.
Okay. Let's see.
I mean, I don't think the audience will have a problem seeing you do the whole discussion, but you know, I mean, it would be nice to have
a picture's worth 1,000 words.
Let's see. Let me go down here, and
I'm sure there's
do what I should have done.
That you know, love your face.
Okay. Let's see, entire screen. Okay. Share. Okay. So I should be. Can you see that now? Oh, wait a minute.
No, sir. All we see is your wonderful countenance.
Oh, okay. Let me see.
I see African history. That's all I see.
Let's see. I'm very sorry for that. Let's see.
Oh, don't be sorry. Just give us a picture.
Oh, okay.
While he is trying to locate the picture, we are going to be with Sage and Elder Ross. We're going to be having some African history scholar programs where young people and older persons can go to the internet and see and feel see all of the information that he's presenting in these particular displays. We see a picture, sir.
Oh, okay. Let's see. Let me set up my.
It's a little small.
Can you see it now?
Bigger. Yeah, but it's still small. I see you still see your wonderful countenance and a small version of the there we go. I see the temple right there.
Okay, is that the only thing showing on the screen? The temple complex?
And the only other thing is Dar HaBahari. It gives you the information, it gives you the narrative, it goes with the picture.
Okay, this is the temple complex I was speaking of. This is Queen Hatshepsut temple complex or funeral, temple complex. And what this is, these are other pictures of her. What is important about what I'm doing, and I went through these last week, so I'm going to go rapidly through this. This is her, what we call the Sphinx, but the Sphinx is a Greek word and it translates as the strangler. The actual original Kemetic name for this type of statue is the Her-Em-Ekhet statue, which translates as the god Heru is on the horizon. Okay, very important to use the original classical Kemetic names of the kings, queens, as well as the statues, as well as, the monuments and what have you. This is another statue of Queen Hatshepsut. And this is another statue with her wearing a ceremonial beard. Queen Hatshepsut, in order to demonstrate that she was a legitimate king, ruler of ancient Kemet, she had to demonstrate that she was a, let me see. There we go. She had to demonstrate that she could wear the ceremonial beard of the kings and what have you. So there are a lot of statues of Queen Hatshepsut with the ceremonial beard. This is another huge statue. This was a huge statue of the head of Queen Hatshepsut with the ceremonial beard. And this is a block statue of a high priest of during the rulership of Queen Hatshepsut. And this was a Nubian chieftain who was literally served Queen Hatshepsut as an official and as a scribe. And here is her chief architect who designed and built her temple. And in his lap is the daughter of Queen Hatshepsut. He was Queen Hatshepsut's caregiver for her child. Okay, this is the funeral, coffin of Queen Hatshepsut. And this right here is King Tahutimes III. The Greeks called him King Thutmose or King Thutmoses III. But his original Kemetic name was Tahutimes III. Okay, and his name translates as lasting in the manifestation of the god Ra or Re. This is the queen mother of King Tahutimes III. Now, King Tahutimes III was the son of the queen mother and King Tahutimes II. When King Tahutimes II died, he was married to Queen Hatshepsut, and then she became the co-ruler with the child Tahutimes III, because he was too young to rule. So she ruled in his place, and that's how she became the sole ruler of ancient Kemet. When it came time for King Tahutimes to rule as a teenager, she just kept ruling. She did not allow him to take over the rulership of ancient Kemet. She ruled, and that's why she ruled for 22 years. This is King Tahutimes III's Her-Em-Ekhet statue.
Mm.
which translates as the god Heru is on the horizon. Okay, this is another statue of Tahutimes III. And this is the Ipat Isut temple complex. This was one of the temple complexes that Queen Hatshepsut began working on. And then when King Tahutimes III came into power, he began working on this temple complex as well. This temple complex is one of the largest temple complexes in the world today. If you can see my pointer, there's a sacred lake, and here on the outside is the wall, you know, encompassing the temple complex, and all of this is the temple complex. Okay. This is the mummy head and coffin of King Tahutimes III. Why do we feature the mummy? Because we want to demonstrate that these were a Black African people. And why do we want to demonstrate that? Because there is a blatant, very serious campaign to deny that the ancient Kemetic people were a Black African people. This is King Amenhotep II. He was the son of King Tahutimes III, and his name translates, or is one of his major names, Amenhotep, translate that the god Amen is pleased. Okay, this is another statue of King Amenhotep II, standing under the Cobra goddess. There's another angle of that statue. And as you can see, these were a Black African, you know, ethnicity. This is his coffin. And this is a Shapti figure of King Amenhotep II. These Shapti figures were placed in the coffins of the king, and the symbol was they were to symbolize servants who were to serve the king in the afterlife. So sometimes, you know, many of these statues, in some cases, 30 or 50 were placed in the coffin to serve the king in his afterlife. Now, this is King Tahutimes IV, and his throne name translates as everlasting, or the manifestations of the god Re. He ruled for 33 years, and he was the son of Amenhotep II. And as you can see from the hairstyle, the style of hair, as well as the features, that these are Black African features. This is King Tahutimes IV and his mother, Queen Tia, Queen Mother Tia. Okay, and this is his, what is called the Tekenu. The Greeks called it an obelisk. When you translate the Greek word obelisk, it translates as a small spit. A small spit was a sharp sword-like element or rod that you put meat on, and then you roasted the meat. When the Greeks invaded ancient Kemet in 332 BC, they saw these large structures that were called by the indigenous people Tekenu, and they renamed them the obelisk. But you don't want to use the Greek term, which is literally I would say a distortion of the name. You want to use the original Kemetic name, which generally have very strong spiritual and significant meanings once you translate them. This is Senefer. Senefer is the mayor of Waset. The Greeks called Waset Thebes, and the Arabs today, the modern name is the Arab word Luxor, from which we get the English term luxury. This is the head of a mummy of one of the generals, a military general during the 18th dynasty. As you can see by his hair and his African features that he was of Black African ethnicity. And his name translates as the lion on the battlefields. This is another picture of the mummy of that general, and this is his coffin. These two coffins over here on the left, they were inside each other. So there were, in some situations during the 18th dynasty, coffins would be placed in coffins, Tutankhamun, King Tutankhamun, his was placed in 4 or 5, coffins. This is King Amenhotep III. This is one of the great kings of the 18th dynasty. And his name, Amenhotep, as we mentioned before, his father and his relatives, the name translates as the god Amen is pleased. Okay. This is another huge statue head of King Amenhotep III. This is his wife. This is his chief wife, Queen Tiye. And this is another picture, another angles of this queen. This is a portrait that came out of the tomb of King Tutankhamun. And as you can see, these were a Black African people. This is the grandmother of King Tutankhamun, who we normally call King Tut. And here is a huge statue. These statues are 36 feet high. This statue down here is a statue of their daughter, and she is probably 6 feet high. But these are enormous statues, and as you can see, the statue of Queen Tiye is just as big as the statue of the king, which demonstrates that the King Amenhotep III considered Queen Tiye an equal ruler. This is another picture of Queen Tiye. And as you can see, these were a Black African people. This is another statue of King Amenhotep III. Why am I showing you all of these statues? Because they're the normal, traditional understanding is that the ancient Egyptians, the hype is that the ancient Egyptians were not a Black African people. Okay, these are huge statues of King Amenhotep III. These are mortuary, right in front of his mortuary temple. His mortuary temple was torn down by other kings and used for other buildings. So those two huge statues at one time were standing right in front of his mortuary temple. And this shows you how large that temple complex was. Now, this is the Shemet et Ipet temple, which translates as the Southern Ipet temple. This temple complex was a very large temple complex. But what you see where I have the pointer, that is a Muslim temple. When Arabs invaded Egypt in 642 CE, the Common Era, they built a Muslim temple right inside of the temple complex, the Kemetic temple complex, which was a blasphemy. If you go by ancient, this is an area view of that temple complex. Now, these are the largest pillars in the world, made out of stone. Look here at the bottom on the ground, you see two individuals standing. Look how large these columns are. Okay. In the ancient world, there was nothing that matched this. There was no Greek columns or what have you that matched this, later on in history. And in history today, I think these are still the largest columns, stone columns in world history or in the world today. Get more information about the temple complex. This is the father, Luya, and the mother, Thuya, of Queen Tai. These are their mummies, and in back of them is their coffin. Okay, these are the coffins of King, I'm sorry, not King, but the father of Queen Tai and Queen, and the father of Queen Tai. His coffin was a coffin within a coffin within a coffin. There were 4 coffins. This is the coffin and the mummy of Queen Tai's mother. Okay. And as you can see, these were a Black African people. And here's another picture of that Muslim temple within the great Southern Ipet temple. This was a statue of Amenhotep, son of Hapu. This was a scribe. He was not part of the royal family. He just had a similar name to King Amenhotep. This is the son of Queen Tai and Amenhotep III. This is King Akhenaten. His name translates as, his original birth name was Amenhotep IV, and that name translated as the god Amen is pleased. But he changed his name and created a new religion, which really upset the Kemetic priesthood. His name Akhenaten, the new name he adopted, Akhenaten, translates as the servant of the god Aten. Now, Aten literally was a symbol for the sun. So the god Aten was literally the sun. Okay, this is another picture of King Akhenaten. As you can see, he is a Black African. Here's another side picture of King Akhenaten. And this is a picture of Queen Nefertiti. Later on, I will get into how this bust of Nefertiti has been proven to be a fake bust. This is the picture, the image of Queen Nefertiti on her temple complex, which is a little more Africoid than this picture, which has been a very big controversy that's going on now of whether it's fake or not. This is another image in stone of Queen Nefertiti on a temple block. And as you can see, it's very Africoid. When I say Africoid, Black African ethnicity, hairstyle, the face, the lips. This is another stone portrait of Queen Nefertiti. So what we have here, this is the picture of Queen Nefertiti from her temple. Image of stone, image in carved into stone, and this is that controversial bust. One is way more Africoid than the other. Okay, this was an article. Could this be the profile of a queen? And this was literally the beginning of that controversy regarding whether or not this bust, where my pointer is, was a fake. These are stone images in stone, carved in stone, of King Akhenaten, Akhenaten, and his queen, Queen Nefertiti. When you look at these images in the background, there are their children. And both the king and the queen had 6 girls, no boys in the family. And up above them, they are worshiping the god Aten, which is the sun disk. Okay. This is another picture, a stone statue of King Akhenaten and his wife, Queen Nefertiti. This is a picture of their children, their 2 daughters. When you see the shape of their head, this is what is called cranial deformity, or there are planks, wood planks applied so that the head grows abnormally. And this was a practice that was probably brought into ancient Kemet by the Hyksos, which were an Asiatic people, and this was probably a practice of their kings and royalty. This is a statue of their daughters, the head of a princess, which demonstrates that cranial deformity. Now, this is Queen Kia. This was literally after the death of Queen Nefertiti. This is the woman, or this is the royal princess that King Akhenaten literally, both of them were the father and the mother of King Tutankhamun. This is considered. There's a controversy.
Elder,
I'm sorry. Yes.
Elder, we are at the point where we need to stop so that we can close the program. Make your comment, and then we'll make sure that we pick up at the same point next week.
Oh, okay. We can actually stop here. One of the reasons I'm showing you all of these pictures, because I'm showing you the families, the entire families of these kings and queens. And as you can see, these are all Black African ethnicity. Their ethnicity is that of a Black African. Very important, because there is what is called African defamation, defaming of Africa, which they're saying ancient Egypt, the most important ancient civilization in world history, ancient world civilization in world history, because literally it influenced all the other ancient civilizations, as well as it is the foundational basis of Western civilization.
Oh,
I want to end it there. I want to end it there.
Hold that point. You know, Elder, if we give you time, you would take all of the time, and you know we love you. That's why we call you Sage. We love you, and so you will get back on next week.
Definitely.
And we are always pleased to have you.
Oh,
Tavon.
okay, sir.
Thank you. Calling me sir. Tavon, do we need
Yes,
to
sir.
take a 2-minute break, because we need to do my piece, what's coming up, and then I also want to make sure we summarize all of this, or do you want to keep going?
We can take a 2-minute break.
Let's take a 2-minute break, and then in 2 minutes, I'll make my part wonderful, and we'll go from there. Okay. Thank you. 2-minute break. Listen to the music.
Mindful Monday. Mindful Monday. Take a breath today. Not to escape the work, but to center the why behind it. Be present in your purpose. Move with intention, not urgency. Lead from peace, not pressure. Mindfulness isn't slowing down the mission, it's sharpening it. Stay grounded, stay focused, stay. Mindful Mondays, Mindful Mondays, Mindful Mondays, Mindful Mondays. Take a breath today, Mindful Mondays, Mindful Mondays, Mindful Mondays, Mindful Mondays, yeah. Mindful Mondays, Mindful Mondays. Mindful Mondays, Mindful Mondays, Mindful
Dr. Jackson, again, it's another wonderful show. I'm having camera issues, so you can't see me. I still look the same. Actually, I look better today. I got a little younger.
Well, that
I don't have my camera with me.
that's okay. Uh, well, that's okay, Tavon. I think people know that wonderful, wonderful voice of yours, and that is your trademark. TB Brooks, that's your way to go. Listen, my segment, and this is how we're going to end the show. I do a segment called Notice of Funding Opportunities, and I'm going to show. Will you be able to show, or will I need to show my own camera, Tavon? Well, I'm going to go on because the show must go on. The Notice of Funding Opportunities, we try to present ways that not-for-profits can figure out ways to St. Louis or wherever they live better. We do some national notice of funding opportunities, and we do some local. The one that we'd like to do today is that we'd like to do the Deaconess Foundation, and I also would like to do the regional banks opportunity. So I'm not sure if you can pull that up, Tavon. If not, I'll try to pull it up. Okay, I'm going to assume that we're having some technical difficulties, so I'll pull it up. First of all, the Deaconess Foundation one is for areas that are in and around the St. Louis area. And some of you know that would also include East St. Louis, Belleville, and so forth and so on. So I'm going to share this utilizing my screen. The one that I'm sharing with you is called the Seniors Community Revitalization and Development Fund. And in short, I parentheses it and said the Seniors Community Fund. And the aim or the goal of this to improve the public health system infrastructure to better serve persons that are over 55 years of age. The fund is unique in that the board that makes the final decision is actually comprised of residents age 55 and older. Those of us that have lived in St. Louis for a minute, I'm sorry, someone was trying to reach me to say that I needed to talk louder, so I'll do that. Those of us that have lived in St. Louis for a number of years know that the Deaconess Hospital was a thriving system, and when they began to sell off their properties, they started this. They started the Deaconess Foundation, and so from that we end up with some of the remnants of that. Here's what you need to do. First of all, there are three priority areas: transportation, safety, and health navigation for seniors. And if your group or not-for-profit can come up with one of those, an idea in one of those priority areas, then you may submit that to the Deaconess Foundation. They're doing this in collaboration with the Community Health Commission of Missouri. Here's what you need to know now. The request for proposals is supposed to go into effect September the 1st. In other words, they'll actually put the information out September 1st, 2026, and then 29 days later, it will close. And so to be considered for that particular cycle, you must submit your proposal by 11:59 on September the 30th. So gives you plenty of time to do the work that you need to do. And the Mindful Monday show will hold information sessions with a group that will help you write a proposal if you want them. But we'll hold an information format with that in mind. If you have any questions, please make sure, to the degree that we can answer them, first of all, the request, the RFP has not gone out yet. It doesn't open until September the 1st. If you are really, really, really interested, I would suggest that you call the Deaconess Foundation, and they can tell you and give you more information because they're the funding source.
Very careful.
Okay. Somebody said be very careful. And so I will be very, very careful. So because some of the questions we can't answer because we are not, as I say, we are not the funding source. We'll try to help people, but we're not the funding source. Well, Dr. Parr, Sage and Elder Norman Ross, and Tavon, we are going to maybe end a little earlier today because normally what we do is we summarize what we've done. And so, Norman, I'd like for you to start the summaries because I want you to tell people how they can become involved with your ancient African group where people can become scholars. And we're going to have some workshops starting on the first of near the first broadcast in August, so people can actually sign up for your workshops, and they can come and become scholars. So I'd like for you to kind of close us. Your closing remarks will center on what you're going to be doing with that. Dr. Parr, I'd like for you at least to repeat and have some closing remarks. And then my closing remarks will be done by my guest and my great friend, Artie Darcy. And I just want him to give us a good idea about what we're doing on the show, how we can make it better, and see if we can get him as a guest host one day. And then closing us all out will be Tavon Brooks. And I hope everybody got an opportunity to listen to the theme song, which was written by Tavon Brooks. So at this particular juncture, Elder Sage Norman Ross, can you give us some summary words today?
Yes, one of the things that we're emphasizing is the serious need, the very serious need to prevent our ancient African cultural heritage from being hijacked by the country of Egypt, which presently is trying to do that, as well as literally the miseducation in all of our education institutions in the United States and in Europe regarding the ethnicity of the ancient Egyptian people, which we want to use the original term, ancient Kemetic people. So we are establishing ancient African history scholar groups where anyone, literally, whether you are young students or residents or adults or seniors, can join ancient African history scholar groups presently in 3 organizations and institutions that we're working with, and literally help revive and end this defamation of ancient African culture that is going on blatantly in our education institutions and in the world today. Does that get the case,
That
Dr.
that takes care of your summary. Yes, sir.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
Dr. Parr, before you go, let me say this to everyone. We know this is the voting season, and so coming up, we're going to have the League of Women Voters on next week. We're also going to have somebody from the Wesley Bell campaign. We're also going to have some people just talk about what voting can do. And so we're going to have an emphasis on voting at our next session. And this week, as you recall, we did not have our literary piece from Helen Bailey. She is actually one of the candidates in this political piece, and so she's running around trying to get elected, which we wish her well. As you know, the views and the opinions expressed here on Mindful Monday are solely those of the host and the guest, and they don't necessarily reflect the views of the station, its management, City Vision, or any of the affiliates from Harris Stowe State University. So I want to put that out there. And then in that way, we don't advertise for people. We don't support people. We don't say, you have our stamp of approval. We don't do any of that. All we do is try to make sure folk get the message. The other thing, we did not have the young lady who was supposed to share with us her book. She had a book signing and she went over, so she'll be back with us next week as well. So I think I should have said all that before Elder Sage Norman Ross got on, and I call him hearted Elder Sage because they have an Afrocentric school in St. Louis, and it is one of many across the country. But he was an elder at that particular school, and before he did that, he worked in East St. Louis as the president of the Chamber of Commerce for East St. Louis. But he's always been a Kemetic scholar, and we feel fortunate to have invited him into our ranks. Dr. Parr, give us either the quote for the day or some advice, just as you normally end the program.
Well, I just want to piggyback on Dr. Ross and what he commented, because that becomes very important, and especially the fact that all over this world, people are trying to eradicate the history of people of color. It just does not go back to, it goes back to Egypt and what they're trying to do with people of color, but it's the same thing in this country. France has just talked about reparation for enslaved people, which means France is now kind of talking about helping to the descendants of people that they had enslaved in their country. And of course, Portugal and Spain were prominent, very prominent in the transatlantic slave trade, because basically they were the ones who started that. So all over the world, people are trying to do that. So not just on ancient history should we go back and form study groups and move forward, but also on American history, because there's a lot of American history that is trying to be eradicated. In fact, I was very proud that a judge told our present administration that they cannot whitewash our history, and they have to restore all the artifacts of all the people in terms of their museums. So I applaud that judge for doing that. Dr. Ross has done a great service for us in helping us to look back. I hope that I have given you information about people, about our ancestors and how they have strived and persevered no matter what. Basically, I'm very proud of the things that Dr. Ross has presented, some of the things that I've presented, Dr. Jackson has presented, and the fact that Tavon has taken on this responsibility. That's all I have to say.
Well, let me put another plug in for Dr. Park. He every day, for instance, this week goes from, you might say, the 13th through the 20th. Every day he captures something that happened on that day in Black history. If you're interested in seeing those items, you can certainly send us an email and we'll send those to you. We only send them out if you want them. So, we're not trying to waste paper or your time or your space, but if you want those, and ultimately he's going to do a book and a calendar for the entire year. Mm-hmm. And again, we are delighted to have Dr. David L. Parr with us as well. Tavon, I'm gonna let Hardy go before and tell us what he thought about the show, and if he wants to maybe co-produce again or be with us again, or however he wants to do that. We'll let him have his say, and then Tavon, you can end the show either with the piece that you wrote for the Obama Presidential Library, or whatever, however you want to end. Mr. Hardy Dorsey, my good brother who stays in Atlanta, and we're glad to have you, Hardy.
Thank you, Dr. Jackson, and each of you on this call. I've been impressed with everything that has certainly transpired. I am a St. Louisan. John and I actually graduated from Beaumont High School together a long time ago in 1964. Dr. Ross, I can't ever get enough of ancient history. You probably, being a scholar, you probably heard of Asa Hilliard.
Yes, yeah. Dr. Asa Hilliard III, yes.
Yeah, and Dr. Hilliard was a very, very good friend of mine. I've known him up until his death. And I've gone to Egypt. And so I always had to get Dr. Hilliard to give me something every year. But we were in the 100 Black Men for 30 years together. Dr. Parr.
Hey, what's up, Hardy?
I got a lot of friends who are Kappas. And I do appreciate what you're saying. We can't say enough. I still don't think we know what this history really was and how dire and horrific, not just slavery was, but the Jim Crow era, horrific, and what they did in stealing stolen land from the Native Americans, the first Americans, the indigenous Americans, horrific. This has been travesty, and if anybody is not insulted with somebody who says, make America great again, then we need to read history so we can do what we're supposed to do. Dr. Jackson, he never says that, yeah. I just want to thank you for giving me an opportunity to be here.
Hardy, you've always called me John. I'm not doctor to you. You know that. I'm John.
But again, I'm from St. Louis. We've been in Atlanta 40 years, but if I hadn't gone through a Lincoln University that really transformed my life, I wouldn't have had a fairly enjoyable life as I have had. But it's been a delight being here. And Tavon Brooks, just hearing what you said and what you're doing, just thank you for giving me an opportunity to set in on this. You all are doing what you need to do. People need to be educated, informed, and thankfulness, because meditation are things that I too try to live by with my spirituality. So again, thank you for just the opportunity of being a part of this program today. Thank you very much.
Hardy, please feel free to come anytime. And again, I grant you that you can, any of the brothers, any of the folk that we know jointly, make sure Luther knows what we're doing. You send me his address, I'll send him a link because again, I know he's written a couple of books. We can put him on as well. Anything that's happening with the 100 Black Men in Atlanta that you want to?
Yeah, he's written about 4 of them now, Smith. A noted theologian, worked at the Candler School for Dr. Luther Smith for some 35 years. Did great work on particularly Howard Thurman. But I will just make a plug here, and if you can't see it good, I'll just send it to John. But this is The Broken Heart of America, and it was written by a gentleman named Walter Johnson. This is an excellent piece on the history, rather par, of St. Louis. It's as thorough and researched as can be, over 400 pages, but it talks about with the cities that we've grown up in. And if you haven't had something like this, you need to get this book. It's an excellent book on the city of our fair city.
Hardy, would you like to give us some highlights of that book? Maybe.
This guy is from Columbia, Missouri.
No. I'm talking about next week coming on and saying, here's a chapter, and here's what he points out about St. Louis.
Yeah, as long as I'm looking at, if I look at Monday and just see how it's.
Well, the bottom line is, Tavon can tell you, you don't even have to do it on a Monday. You can pre-record it and send it to him.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, I will definitely make sure I do this because this is something that, as proud St. Louisans, we ought to really have a history of really how troubling this city has been. This city has been, and he also does and he got motivated because of what happened in Ferguson. Mm-hmm. And not only is he really astute, the research is absolutely thorough, and he is a professor of history at Harvard. Mm-hmm. And he's a white fellow.
Well, it doesn't matter.
As long as it's right, and that's what we know. We have been hearing his words about history forever, so we've always known we've got to be conscious about it, and we haven't been conscious about it. Mm-hmm. And whoever can give it to us, we got to get it.
That's right. And so we're gonna get our snippet of it from you whenever you feel comfortable to do it.
All right.
And
thank you.
I will send you Tavon's email and telephone number, or I'll send it to you. And again, anybody, any questions that you need, well, Tavon, close us down.
Always, Dr. Jackson. I'm humbled. I just like to share to those entrepreneurs coming up is be open-minded to opportunity. You know, when you enter into a place, enter it with an open mind as to see how can you solve a problem. And because I thought with that mindset, it allowed me to be here. It also allowed me to be, just this past weekend, I hosted for Oscar Brown Jr.'s family a centennial, his pre-birthday party, and because of that, it just, I met great people. I met great artists. This is in Chicago at Harper Court, in one of the most influential melanated communities in Chicago, where the president lives, and also Minister Louis Farrakhan lives. So it was kind of a touchy thing. And even to hear my song played for over 400 people for that moment was touching. So come with an open mind, look for opportunity, always try to help someone. And I feel like you'll go far. Even if you don't make the money, you'll get the relationships that will carry you through those moments when you don't have the money. So I'm just thankful. So Dr. Jackson, thank you again. So I'm gonna leave with the video that was inspired to me when I went to Chicago to see Mr. President Barack Obama's. This was the actual jazz event. It was a jazz event. This was Harper Court, where the turnout was. So.
Do us a favor, invite some of your friends, join the Mindful Mondays show. Tavon, we're not hearing anything yet.
Oh, you're not hearing nothing? Hold on.
No, not hearing a thing. And I know this tune is absolutely dynamic.
Let me see why you're not hearing it. 1 second. Let me do this. Technical difficulties today.
Well,
1 second.
well, while you're having technical difficulties, I'd like to thank Tavon with his City Vision group, because when we didn't have a place, he was right there. We do the Hidden Gem. We broadcast from the Hidden Gem, which is also under the proprietorship of Tavon Brooks. So he's been an all-around excellent partner. Say so, Dr. Parr, and Elder Ross. Okay.
Yes.
Okay, now you're going to hear it.
The architect. Wow.
Can y'all hear now?
Everyone, and
Yes, sir.
Yes, we can.
right? Nothing like a project by my husband to bring out.
This
his
was
son.
inspired by my visit by
Let me start by
the First Lady's
thanking
speech.
Addison for that magnificent introduction and for exemplifying the heart, excellence, and determination that has blossomed right here on the South Side for a very long time. I also want to send some love to everyone who made this day a reality. The construction workers, landscapers, designers, the architects, artists, chefs, our staff, our board members, our donors. Barack and I simply cannot thank you enough for the care and brilliance you poured into every square inch of this campus.
You looked me in my eyes and said, I can't promise the whole wide world, but I'll give you a life worth living, a story that's still unheard. And somehow through the highs and lows, through every storm we'd see, you gave me more than I imagined. You gave the world to me. Every step, every scar, every mountain we climbed. You never lost yourself, not one single time. You stood through the fire, never changed your name. Never let the pressure steal your flame. When the world kept watching, hoping you fall, you stood a little taller through it all. You carried hope where others carried fear. You leveled love year after year. You didn't just survive the storm. You showed us who you are. Long years inside the furnace, still your heart remained the same. The heat revealed your truest colors. It never burned away your name. Grace under pressure, calm through the noise. Strength wrapped inside humility. Every challenge only proved the depth of your integrity. They questioned where you came from. They questioned who you were. They questioned if you belonged at all. But every lie meant quiet courage. Every doubt meant steady purpose. Every attack became another reason to stand even taller. Never bitter, never broken, never giving hate a home. You stood through the fire, never changed your soul. Never let the darkness take control. When history called you, answer strong, showing all of us 'cause love always led the way. You once promised me an interesting life instead. You gave me a life that changed the world.
Thank you all. I love you all. God bless you, and God bless this country we love.
Mamas. I don't think I was ever going to think about going to another conclave. I've been to about a dozen of them with the frat.